There are over 200 medical conditions, and you could name 10 of them and you'd be right on 9 of them. Mm-hmm. They are mediated by oxidative stress. So Pubmed.gov is the National Library of Congress medical site where you can go and actually pick out medical reports on oxidative stress. There are over 179,000 articles right now on Pubmed.gov about oxidative stress and its production of disease. And if we know we can reduce disease, or rather oxidative stress, by 40% in 30 days and 70% in 120 days, if we can reduce the cause of these multiple medical conditions by simply reducing the free radical oxidation of our tissues, then it just makes sense that you're going to be a healthier person. You clean up the swamp in a real sense by removing all the excess free radicals, and the body emerges as health. And so when you talk about energy, what is it that's causing you to feel bad? It's the oxidative stress on your tissues. It happens to your brain. Depression is a direct consequence of oxidative stress. Anxiety is clearly oxidative in nature. You say, well, what is that? Well, it's really a physical process in nature. Think of rusting. Rusting is an oxidative process. You take an apple, cut into it, set it on the counter, leave it for a couple of days. That effect that you see is oxidation. Well, that's happening every time you breathe, every time you take in food. Oxidation happens in our tissues. The number one target of oxidation in our cells is in fact the free radical. Targets the mitochondrion. The mitochondrion is the energy powerhouse in the cell. It's what makes the cells healthy. So if you have energy and your cell has healthy mitochondria, then the tissue is healthy. And if that tissue is healthy, then the organ is healthy. And if that organ is healthy, the organism is healthy. And that goes across every cell in your body. You have the ability to limit the mitochondrial exposure to free radical damage, and therefore that mitochondrion can be healthier, and you as a person are healthier. And if you have healthy mitochondria, you have better chance of having energy. Yes, you have to sleep. Yes, you have to eat nutritious food. But if that mitochondrion isn't constantly being sabotaged by its own free radical production, then you get a lot more energy.
So let's say we use an analogy here. When I was 9 years old, I became obsessed with the Titanic wreck. Okay, so the Titanic in the year 1912, April 14th, 1912, was on its maiden voyage. It struck an iceberg. A lot of controversy over what happened next, but this beautiful, grand, shining achievement to all the genius of humanity is humbled deeply and plunges down into the depths of the icy Atlantic Ocean, and it was discovered 75 or so years later. It was basically a giant rusticle. So if we take that, let's say the Titanic, and we call that oxidative stress. So it's basically like the process that caused the rusting to happen was the free radicals, and by reducing oxidative stress, the mitochondria were able to continue to keep the iron in tip-top shape, ferrying passengers across the North Atlantic for many years to come. I don't know, is that a good analogy?
That works. That's a stretch, but
you want to be the Titanic before you hit the iceberg.
Another way to think of this oxidative process, if you just look at your skin, wrinkles are directly a consequence of oxidative stress. So think of an analogy, windshield wipers on your car. Over time they get brittle, hard, they break, they don't function as well. That's an oxidative process.
Interesting.
So if you could reduce the rate at which windshield wipers get brittle, if you could reduce the rate at which skin deteriorates, if you could change it so that it actually happens at the same rate as a 20-year-old, then you have a healthier gene expression as it relates to your skin.